1 in 4 college students suffer from mental health issues. We learn how St. Bonaventure University manages students' wellness. Addicted to coffee? We bring you the details on how caffeine affects you. Buffalo Bills legend Jim Kelly on St. Bonaventure's campus tomorrow. We have all the details on his visit. In celebration of Black History Month, we learn a traditional African dance. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Weber, and happy 80s weekend.
I'm Brendan O'Leary. Emily, is it actually 80s weekend?
It is.
I did not know that. Also, a huge welcome to our alumni visiting this weekend at St. Bonaventure. But first, we go live with Michaela Hyman right in the studio with us.
Good morning, guys. Last week, our own Brendan O'Leary showed how mental health issues impacted Cattaraugus County. This week, I bring mental health one step closer to home. 1 in 4 college students have diagnosable mental health conditions. Here's what I found at St. Bonaventure. Over 2,000 students enrolled at St. Bonaventure University. 25% of those 2,000 is 500 students. Since there are only 4 counselors at the university, each one would see 125 students. That's if they all seek counseling. Amy Mickle, a mental health counselor at SBU, commented on this 125-to-1 ratio.
And actually, we have a higher ratio, student to counselor ratio than the average university.
According to Mickle, 70 to 75% of mental health problems emerge during ages 18 to 24. Counselors said that transitional age can be a factor into the rising anxiety statistic. This can be when people are leaving for college, beginning a new routine with more demands, or entering the workforce. Another leading factor, social media. Pressures to live or look a specific way, a need for instant gratification, and a lack of person-to-person interaction leads to increased isolation, depression, and anxiety, according to Mickle. Those experiencing mental health issues often resist help due to the stigma surrounding mental illness and counseling.
When someone is struggling with mental health issues, they don't really want to discuss it or want anybody to know about it. For some reason, it seems frequently the case that people are more comfortable saying my arm is broken than my heart is broken.
Father Ross relates the 3 aspects of health, body, mind, and soul, to a 3-legged bar stool, similar to our 3-legged tripod. When all 3 legs are balanced, the shot is clear and in focus. But if even one leg becomes unbalanced, the vision is unclear. For some students, it's not only the stigma that prevents them from seeking help, but outside pressures.
So I actually have students who come from the Asian population and who are very private and feel that they worry that they might disgrace their families if they're found out to be struggling mentally. So we do have to kind of address that in session. Also, I have students who are in pre-med and they worry about having this issue interfere with their ability to get into med school.
Mickle explained that help is not a weakness. People just need to talk and actually be heard sometimes.
I actually think it shows courage and it shows maturity to be able to say, I'm struggling and I need help. But certainly it's not easy for folks to do that.
Michaela Hyman, SBU TV, New, Now, Next. Brendan, shut that.
Yeah, it's a video.
We will conclude our mental health series next week as Aaron Lanahan sits down with Bonaventure grad student recovering from their own mental health struggles.
Now this week, I drank arguably too much coffee and learned more about caffeine addiction. Take a look. Caffeine. It's in your coffee, tea, pop, and even your chocolate. Many college students depend on caffeine for energy to get them through their busy schedules. But when does dependence turn into addiction? Too much caffeine can have negative side effects. Sophomore Noah Casillas, a self-proclaimed caffeine addict, can attest to it.
I'll get jitters, vitamin deficiencies, like I'll get little pulses behind my eyes, just withdrawal symptoms.
But it's not all bad. Caffeine in moderation contains health benefits as well. These include an increase in focus, decrease in memory loss, and reduces the effects of migraines. It's all about how we consume it. I have in front of me 4 drinks, each containing caffeine in them. The first, a 14-ounce cup of hot coffee containing over 200 milligrams of caffeine. Next, about 20 ounces of caffeinated pop containing about 60 milligrams of caffeine. Next, 14 ounces of black tea containing about 80 milligrams of caffeine. Finally, if you make 14 ounces of hot chocolate, this contains only 8 milligrams of caffeine. So, if you're looking for that quick caffeine fix, which is your healthiest option? Dr. Claire Watson, a nutrition professor, gave us the answer.
But green tea is one that is, people like that. They feel like they have, again, the antioxidant potential within it, but it has a lot less caffeine, so that's another great option.
Watson says 400 milligrams is the most caffeine you should consume in a day. If you need more energy, she suggests fruits and vegetables and lots of sleep. SBU TV, new, now, next. Caffeine in moderation paired with a balanced diet will help you stay alert, not addicted.
The Black History Month celebrations keep on rolling as SBU TV's Amanda Oliver dances her way through an African-style dance class.
African dancing is a performing art, deeply woven into the social fabrics of Africa. These dances represent a diversity of social purposes, such as traditions, stages of life, and cultural differences.
African dances usually involve rhythmic body movements combined with music and sometimes theatrical representation. Now let's go into the Richter and see an actual dance class.
The 2-hour class consists of dances that resemble family, connection, and celebration. The class was open to all students and is put on by the Black Student Union Club. Co-president Sydney Best was teaching the steps to these dances. Sydney believes that this class will
students connect during Black History Month because it allows for students to get interactive into the culture rather than just sitting and listening to a lecture.
I also spoke with participant Marisol Woods-Jones about her thoughts on this event.
The lasso dance class last semester, and it was so much fun, and so I was like, okay, I definitely want to do this, and I definitely want that free skirt.
Amanda Oliver, SBU TV, new, now, next.
Check out the Black Student Union's social media pages to stay up to date on the events for the rest of this Black History Month. An interactive exhibit at the Quick Center lets you decide, is it art?
Plus, info on Bills legend Jim Kelly coming to campus and more with sports. Stick around.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
New this morning, the Trump administration is looking to announce a deal to reduce violence with the Afghan Taliban as soon as this week. The potential deal calls for a ceasefire period. The U.S. is looking to come to another future peace deal to eventually withdraw troops from Afghanistan.
Regular yoga practice can benefit physical and mental health. Our Madeline Edwards found out how.
Betsy Afton, better known as Yoga Betsy, has been teaching yoga and meditation for 20 years. Yoga is a physical, mental, and spiritual practice that has many health benefits. Betsy began a yoga class at the Olean Y, then opened her own studio in 2000, and now teaches classes at the Olean Meditation Center. Betsy said the health benefits include lowered blood pressure, better focus, and easier to handle stress levels. Betsy teaches Hatha Yoga.
It has 3 components for wellness and preventative wellness and healing.
This practice includes breathing, stretching, and meditation. Richard Riley, a founder of the Olean Meditation Center, gave me a deeper insight on meditation.
What we call calm abidingness, the ability to simply relax and to focus on the present.
He said beginners should start with focused meditation, which is being aware of your breath. Without focus, other meditations are less effective.
He said to start off with 5 to 10 minutes of meditation a day, and then you'll work yourself up as you go.
Betsy and Richard both stressed that yoga and meditation are a science that push you to be kinder to yourself.
A little bit about meditation, and now I can finally go to sleep and get a good night's rest.
With SBU TV, I'm Madeline Edwards.
Betsy recommends the Himalayan Institute as a resource if you are interested in beginning meditation on your own.
There are hundreds of Instagram pages dedicated to pets. What about the pets who don't have a family to make them one? You may recognize internet famous pets like Lil Bub or Grumpy Cat, but what about the fuzzy friends that don't have an online following or a forever home? At the Cattaraugus County SPCA shelter, Operations Manager Daniel Jackson said the top reason pets aren't adopted are the amount of attention and maintenance an animal might need. Like a cat would have 5 and an animal's behavior. A person could adopt a pet only to find that they have trouble training them. Jackson said the SPCA offers training help for new pet parents and suggests fostering. With fostering, the shelter pays for medical expenses and the pet can adapt to a life in a less stressful environment.
The Quick Arts Center here at St. Bonaventure just opened their first installation art exhibit this week. Teddy Caputo caught up with the artist to find out the inspiration behind it.
Abe Ferraro has made unique, abstract pieces of art for museums and exhibits around the country. His work has been featured in magazines worldwide, and he has won many awards, including Best in Show at the Made in New York exhibition at the Schweinfurth Memorial Art Center in 2010 and 2012. Now, he brings his artistic ability to St. Bonaventure's campus in his newest exhibit called Not the Big Red Button. As you can see here in the Quick Arts Center, their newest exhibit allows you to press this big red button. Once I press the big red button, the exhibit lights up the words Not Art, giving the viewer a colorful display and the ability to determine whether they think the exhibit is art or not. When I talked to Ferraro, he told me this piece is a follow-up to one called As If, which he said means
as if making art was that easy. You could just flip a switch and it would be, ta-da, art.
He told me the inspiration for this piece came from him having a different take on modern art.
When you come into a gallery, you have art on a wall, and this one allows you to declare it art by turning on a switch. But the red button is taunting you to press it. And if you do, suddenly the work is not art, and it buzzes and flashes, and there's these lights that light up that say not art. So you, in a sense, have kind of ruined the artwork. But it's really kind of very tongue-in-cheek and sarcastic, because it's still art. But you get your momentary moment to make it not art.
I'm Teddy Caputo, SBU TV, New Now Next.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this, Brendan, but next we're debunking an internet trend. Our Roisin Coleman spoke with experts about the broom challenge.
Plus, we discuss Jim Kelly's visit. Stay with us.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
St. Bonaventure staff offer free lectures for the Bonaventure community to help them advance in the business world. SBU TV's Justin Myers find out how beneficial it is for you.
With Innovation Wednesdays, we are trying to think of a wonderful way to bring people across campus and across the community to one place.
Innovation Night provides tools for those in the community who may not have had the opportunity to attend college, or students the opportunity to advance themselves in the work field.
I went this past Wednesday to speak to the Director of Entrepreneurship Center, Tom Cohen, and Associate Professor, Dr. Todd Palmer, about what they do every Wednesday and how you can make your ideas come to life.
Thinking about the things that we wanted Innovation Night to be, we wanted to bring in people to run workshops, and we wanted to bring in people that could tell stories of how they've been an innovator, maybe an entrepreneur in their business, in their lives, really. And so this is a way to showcase that.
I think we all have ideas, we all have dreams, and most of us never act on them. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to provide space. So if you got an idea, that idea is something that you can work on. So with the local community, we're working very closely, talking with people. We're getting 2 or 3 people a night, and we haven't even advertised.
I also spoke to junior management major David Berger about why students should take advantage of this opportunity.
For instance, a couple of my friends, they always thinking about their future, like inventing something, or I don't know, just something more like professional, not the typical storyline. And like I always tell them, like, you should come, like it actually helps. Because last semester when I took the class, I didn't think it would help that much. But honestly, I think it's the best class I've taken. So.
For SBU TV, I'm Justin Myers. New, now, next.
If you're interested in Innovation Nights, they take place every Wednesday at 6 p.m. in Swan Business Center, room 101.
Many Bonaventure students received this message in their inbox over the past few weeks. It's from DoorDash, an online food delivery service offering Bonaventure students part-time jobs. We talked to Pam Furman, the director of the Career and Readiness Center, about why DoorDash messaged St. Bonaventure students.
So I think DoorDash is trying to just be aggressive with their marketing and strategy to probably expand their market down here in the Western New York region. As of right now, they don't have any sort of sources like that down here.
The broom chalice has swept the nation. Roshan Coleman explains and debunks this viral social media hoax.
Wow. Wow.
Check out the broom challenge. Thousands of people have caught on, trying to prove February 10th isn't the only day brooms can stand on their own. This viral tweet citing NASA started the trend. Even Bonaventure students took to this challenge. Senior Jenna Cherry showed me her broom challenge video on TikTok. It received over 200 views. However, according to physics professor Dr. Cook, the February 10th gravitational pull phenomenon is bogus.
Well, if you have your own broom, I'd suggest you try it yourself. And I'm sure that with the proper broom, you could be successful any time of the year.
Cook used a ruler to explain gravity and why brooms can stand stable by themselves.
Holding it like this is stable, all right? So gravity's pulling straight down, and in this case, I'm pulling straight up with equal values of force.
Brooms have a low center of gravity, making this equal value of force easy to achieve. Therefore, a broom can stand by itself without much effort. However, this trend seems closely familiar to another.
Another theory says it's only possible for an egg to stand on its head on the first day of spring, but that's only partly true. If you have the right technique, you can stand an egg on its own. but it doesn't matter the time of the year.
While the broom challenge is harmless, NASA advises people to fact-check science fun facts before jumping into the latest viral craze. For SBU TV, I'm Roisin Coleman.
To double-check any science facts, NASA recommends visiting their website at nasa.gov. A Buffalo Bills legend, now Bonnie's men's captain for the weekend.
It's exciting. We have all the details on Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly's visit tomorrow after the break. Stay with us.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
This new lung cancer screening could save your life. Visit SavedByTheScan.org.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
You know the name and you know the face. Jim Kelly will be here this Saturday. We're going to kick it over to the story.
Jim Kelly is just really like a household name. You feel like you know him when you're around here and you grow up around here.
Jim would like to come to a game. We're like, Jim Kelly.
You know the name and you know the number. Buffalo Bills legend Jim Kelly will visit St. Bonaventure University this Saturday, where he will be an honorary captain for the Bonnie's men's basketball game against Richmond. Oh, and he'll be signing autographs too.
Right now, I'm inside the main entrance of the Swan Business Center. And come 4:45 on Saturday, this place will be packed with Bills fans, young and old, wanting a signature from the great number 12.
You know, I'm hearing horror stories of people camping out Friday night. I don't think it'll get to that extreme.
I spoke with Chief Communication Officer Tom Missel, who doesn't think fans will camp outside the Swan Center, but he is astonished by how much celebrity Kelly still has after stepping away from the game 20-plus years ago.
He hasn't played a game in 22 years, right? And just, it's amazing he still has that kind of draw. Obviously, he's been a very influential guy in everything he's gone through in his life since then, since retiring.
Yes, Jim led the Buffalo Bills to 4 straight Super Bowls and was a first ballot Hall of Famer, but it's what he went through off the field that inspired so many. Jim beat oral cancer not once, but 3 times. It's the influence and toughness on young fans like Noah who say Kelly embodies Western New Yorkers.
It encompasses like that Western New York mentality. It's like you just sort of persevere through it. You know, it's another step in another challenge you can just go through. It's just an obstacle, and you know, he fought like he did for the Bills.
SBU TV, new, now, next.
On the screen right here is a poll that we conducted yesterday on SBU TV, and it's going to be on your screen in a second. And it basically says if you're going to be attending the autograph signing this Saturday. 52% said no, which was surprising, and only 47.1% said yes. Maybe people just wanted to hold out and, you know, fool someone. But, you know, I'm surprised that we weren't able to, you know, there weren't more people interested in this. But we're going to kick it over to Matt Shalou with sports.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Matthew Shalou for SBU TV Sports. It was a quiet week around campus this week as both the men's and women's basketball teams didn't play. However, our Ben Garcia sat down with new women's lacrosse coach Jason Levesque, and we took a look into our golf team as they traveled down to Florida this past week. First, let's take a look at what Coach Levesque had to say.
Coach Levesque, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks very much for having me. Appreciate it.
So coming from being an assistant coach for Team Canada and working with IMG Academy, and this being your first Division I head coaching job, how has this been different than your previous roles as a coach?
Very much different from a Team Canada standpoint. Most of those guys on those teams are professionals, playing at the highest levels in the NLL or the PLL or the MLL. From an IMG standpoint, it's all about development, the complete opposite side of it. At the end of the day, lacrosse is lacrosse. Honestly, I wish I would have started working on the women's side a little bit sooner, because it's definitely, I'm having a lot of fun.
So what about the St. Bonaventure job really stood out to you and made you want to take the job?
The people here really are great people to work with. From a lacrosse standpoint, I think that their vision for lacrosse here at St. Bonaventure was very attractive. This would be a great place to be and build a program, the challenge of turning around a program.
The team has started off the 2020 season red hot with wins over University of Hartford and Central Connecticut State University. What has really helped to propel the team to such a hot start?
I think the girls are hungry. I think, they've been working hard, in the short time that I've been here with them. So, I don't know if I could put my finger on one thing. I think that, we've just worked hard and, it's paid off. So we've been fortunate that we got on the right side of those results, and we just need to continue to keep working hard and competing hard and, and then good things will happen.
Following up from last week, 2018 St. Bonaventure grad Jalen Adams has officially made the USA men's qualifying FIBA AmeriCup team. Adams is averaging 22 points per game for the Wisconsin Herd in the NBA's G League. The dates and locations for the annual TBT, otherwise known as the basketball tournament, have been announced. Former Bonnies Matt Mobley, Denzel Gregg, and Demetrius Conger are expected to participate. The tournament will begin on July 23rd in Ohio. This past week, our golf team here at St. Bonaventure traveled down to Weston, Florida, where they would drop 2 matches to both Belmont and Mercer in the President's Day Match Play Championship at Weston Hills Country Club. Head coach Ryan Swanson was quoted saying, "The guys played well and got beat, which honestly in golf is better than playing poorly and winning." The Bonnies will next compete March 6th and 7th in the Jackrabbit Invitational in Las Vegas. In other news, the NFL has proposed and had owners agree to a new playoff format that would send 7 teams from each conference into the postseason. Later today, the NFL Players Association will vote on it to make it official. Moving back to campus, as for the men's basketball team, they will take on Richmond here at the Riley Center tomorrow at 6:30 with the chance to move into 3rd place in front of a sellout crowd. If the Bonnies win, they pull into 3rd. If they lose, they would stay in the 4th position. As for women's, they will play Richmond as well here on Sunday at 1 o'clock, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. Once again, I'm Matthew Shalou for SBU TV Sports. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Sending it back to you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us this Friday. Make sure you check out all of our social media pages to keep up with our reporters.
We'll be back next Friday at 10 a.m., so stay with us. I'm Brendan O'Leary.
And I'm Emily Weber. Have a great weekend.